Alright guys, pattern-collections.com is where you need to be. Pattern Focus is where we're going to find the pattern for today. And when I saw this one, I knew I'd seen it before. S-Cada. It's not been that long since we did it. So I dug through my pile of tiles that I'm going to give away. And I found it. This is what I did on the last video for this pattern. So I'm going to do something completely different. So I'm not going to do that this time. But I want to show you the pattern again. Make sure we're nice and big. Okay. It's a grid pattern. You're going to start. You can put the dot in the middle if you need it. I don't really need the dot in the middle, so I skip that step. I start here. So you're going to come up and make a swirl, out and make a swirl, go all 4 directions. Make sure your swirls are all going the same direction. Then from the middle to the corner, make an arch, turn your page, make an arch, turn your page, make an arch. And then from here inward, like that. And basically that's the main part of the tangle. If you stopped there, you would have most of it. The rest of it, if you want to make this look more like a scroll, you can do these little lines coming toward the middle. See? So that it looks like a scroll. Oops, can you see that? I'm looking at my phone instead of the camera, so I can't tell what you saw. Okay, here. Make lines toward the middle as if it was heading toward that middle. You can do that to make it look more like a scroll. So you can make it look like that. Or if you want to, you can leave it like that. And then here's a variation to put the striping on it. So in the sample, she had striping, which I thought was really pretty. And so I did that on mine as well. I did the striping here in the middle, but then these got too fiddly and I left them just plain. I think this time I'm only going to go to this step maybe. I might not do that inner curve bit. Haven't decided yet. Sneezing. Sorry. I felt it coming. Okay. So let me turn on my light. Turn on your light. Grab a piece of paper. Is that the color I want? Of my piece of paper. Wondering if I should try it on one of these coffee dyed ones and just see what happens. Should I do that? That's really dark. I don't know. Those are awfully dark. Maybe that one. Oh, those are really dark. I'm second guessing myself. Okay, no, we'll just leave it. Those ones will probably end up being in Inktober, which would be fine. I've got some new paints to try for Inktober, which I'm really excited about. This is the problem of being off my feet and off of work, is that I spent some money on art supplies. I got these. Look at these. They're called Radiant Rain Shimmering Mists by Luminart. I got a whole bunch of them. Look at those color. It's got the mica powder in the bottom, so when you shake it, it gets all interspersed in there. But I got all sorts of fun colors. I got, ugh, it won't come out of the bag. I got all these really rich, deep colors. This one is called Pink Grapefruit. I got Spanish Moss, and I got Bashful Blue, and I got this super pretty teal zircon, all sorts of peacocky colors. I got a Pearl Lilac. I got a Periwinkle. Anyways, that's the only part of them. That's like a third of what I bought. I bought a whole bunch. I'm gonna play with, you know how I don't know if you guys were with me on the last Inktober, but I had cut up my watercolor paper and I had used some of the other sprays that I had, and some of them worked good and some of them didn't, and I'm expecting the same with this. But I made a whole bunch of backgrounds for Inktober, and I'm going to have to do that pretty soon here to prepare myself for when Inktober starts. I will be all ready to go. But I didn't give away my Inktober's from last year, so I still have them. But see, they were more pastel-y, the backgrounds I did. So I'm going to try these brighter color ones and see what happens. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. Let's give myself a nice border. Going to crisscross in the middle so I can find my middle approximately. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then something like that. There we go. Something like that. That will give me a general idea of layout. Get my pen. Make sure it's writing. I don't know why all of a sudden this pen. It's a Faber Castell Pitt pen in black, size S, which is their finest, their smallest. And I don't know, it's having some issues. Okay, so we're going to come up and around. And then turn and up and around. Turn. Find it easiest to make that curve going that way, so that's how I'm going to draw it. If you are drawing it and you want to do it a different direction, you absolutely can. Okay, something like that. I've got 4 of them going there, right? And then I want to go from the middle, wherever this curve is, I want to go on this side of it. I want to make a kind of an arch. Turn it one more time. I'm always turning my tile to make it easier for me to draw. Could I draw this going this way and this going this way? I could, but I find it easier to make an arc going this way. So I turn it so that that's the way I'm going. Excuse me. And then the next step is to do this one, this one. Like that. Turn my tile. Turn my tile. And one more time. These lines are not difficult. You guys can do these lines. Okay. Now, the question is, do I want to make those lines going to the middle to make that really look like a scroll? I think I do. So then I need to think about, okay, if I saw this coming up, it would come to here. And this one would go to there. And then this one would come here. And there would be one here. And that one went farther, so I have a little extra line there. This one I really don't have a line. If I want a line, I can make it like that. Can you see those? Let me get a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm pretending that there's a line coming straight out, connecting this to that. And I just don't draw that till I get up here. And then that's the angle that I want that at. Okay. I'm going to do it a little bit more so you guys can see it this direction. Okay, so it's like there'd be a line coming out here connecting this spot to that spot. So that's the angle you want your line. Same with this. So these two lines might not have exactly the same angle. They all, I need to aim for that middle section. That's what gives it that look like it's a scroll. And if you want a middle scroll, you just make that a little bit like that. Just try not to get confused as to where I'm going here. I want a little bit more. I can do that. Okay. Maybe that one needs to be a little more. We'll do like that with that one. Not all of them are having that, but that's okay. Some of them, the papers are rolled up tighter than others. this one. And this one. Like that. Okay, so now we have little swirly bits of paper. And then I think I'm going to emphasize this shape on the outside. I'm going to do this I think those are going to have lines. I wasn't sure, but I think it's going to have to. Yeah. Wasn't sure I wanted those grid lines, but I do. Like that. Okay. So by doing these stripes out here, I'm emphasizing this negative shape instead of that scroll shape, which gives it a different look. It's the same pattern. Just wanted to do something different so it wasn't all the same from the last time I did this pattern. And I want to show you guys how, you know, all you have to do is say, what if? What if I draw lines over here instead of over there? So instead of doing like the striping around here, I'm going to do them on the outside. Pen is starting to go. Can you see it? I don't know if you guys can see it. It's starting to skip. Must be time for a new pen. I draw a lot, so it doesn't surprise me that it's time for a new pen. Okay, that looks cool, and it looks totally different than the other one. Now it's time to shade. Okay. I'm going to go here and here. Here and here. Okay. I think I want my bigger stump. What's the difference between the big stump and the little stump other than size? Nothing. But I find that although the big stump, because it's got a bigger tip, I find that it tends to bring the graphite out further a little bit, and it'll be a little softer. So it does just slightly different than my little tip. Basically, it's the same. Okay. And then I'll put a little bit of white. Ah, look how pretty that is. I love the white. Oops. Didn't blend that one. You guys are all yelling at me, huh? You missed one, Dawn, you missed one. I hear you. There we go. Oh, look how pretty that is. I like it. Does it need color? Is it telling me we need color today? Yeah, it wants color today. Of course it does. What color does it want today? It wants a lime green. Why does it want lime green? Chartreuse. For some reason it wants chartreuse. Give it a little bit of pencil sharpen. Okay, are you done? No, no, it's not done. It wants a little of this apple green. Right here. Ah, that's what it needed. And then it needs a little bit more graphite. It's not quite dark enough. It's not quite dark enough in here. My pencil needs to be sharpened again. Needs to be a little darker right in there. It's amazing how your eye can see such subtle differences in light and shadow. It knows, yeah, that doesn't seem quite right. You need it to be darker. And that's just a matter of practice and deciding if your drawing is actually meant to be something more three-dimensional. If it is, it needs more accurate shading, shadows. I see these pieces of rolled up paper, I see them that way, and so they need to be shaded accordingly, or my eyes don't pick them up as the rolled scrolls of paper. They just see circle shapes, you know. Anytime you lay down some pencil, you need to blend them out. Oh, that's much better. Oh, look at that. I like it. Okay, there's today's pattern. That looks so different than the one I did before. Look at that. See, now this is the first time I'd ever done this pattern. And now this is the second time I've done this pattern. And I found things that I like better. Now, some people may like this one better. I found this one to be a little too busy. I really like this one. But that's, you know, just me. But every time you do it, and you do it differently, you change something up, you find what you like. You find the flow in it. And that's the joy of practicing and playing with the different patterns. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you are playing with your patterns. Enjoy your drawing. That's so much fun to do. And just let it go. Let it flow. It's okay if it doesn't go exactly the way you expect. you know, change it up. All right, you guys have a great day. Do something nice for someone today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.